most famous radio podcast with your host, Jeffy McJefferson. Let's go.
And welcome to the Almost Famous Radio Podcast. I'm Jeffy Jefferson, and this is show 2 from Cartwrights. Man, we've had a good time. We got Jason over here, the barbecue guy, back, and we got Gus.
Yes, sir.
Woohoo! All right. So I'm still sporting the volatile substance.
Oh, man.
What you sporting over there still?
Still the Firestone Walker Extra Pale Ale.
There you go, man. He's digging that. I'm going to have to try that here soon, man, because that sounds like he's having... And Gus is looking at his because he knows I'm going to ask him.
The Shimei-Toshi Blood Orange and Mandarin Orange Hard Seltzer.
Right
What the
on.
heck?
Gus, you want to raise that mic up? That's cool to you, man. You can do that so we can... There you go. You get it there. Yeah, perfect, man. And you can even twist it toward you. You can move it anywhere you want. Yeah. There you go.
Oh, there we go. Dialed.
Right on. Dialed in. Man, those women took over, man.
I know.
Dude.
We're going to have to do some heavy editing on that, I believe.
No. I can't do it. Cause,
Oh, unedited.
yeah.
Oh.
I mean, unedited is the middle name of the show, man.
Man.
I'm like, oh, hell. And so, but they were doing the popsicle stick.
Topics.
Yeah, topics. Yeah. So we might have to do a couple popsicle sticks and see what we can
Oh,
we can pull out.
dang.
But yeah, it's kind of funny because let's say, and one of them was the gynecologist one too. There was and so I was like, oh shit.
Good topic for them.
Yeah. So yeah, I know, and they were like talking. I was asking. I said, well, what'd you do? And they were like, oh, we were talking about. Okay, so I said, Jason and I, with our, of course, huge ass egos, were saying, hey, they were probably talking about us because they were laughing. And they were like, oh, we were. I'm not sure. And so,
Yep.
And then, so they were like, oh, we went to the popsicle sticks too, man. And like I said, we have a cup full of popsicle sticks, and we wrote some topics on there. And I'm not, we know that's not a regular topical show, but it's something fun.
Yep.
Because they're not like, so what's your take on life? Or whatever, anything like that. So
Probably
we might have to break out a popsicle stick or two here.
feminine hygiene product reviews.
Yeah, we could. Yeah, you know what? I might have to go get a popsicle and eat it real quick and then put that on there. So we can do that. There's Danny. Hi, Danny. It's Danny.
There she is.
She works in the kitchen, man. She's an awesome cook. She does a lot of good stuff around here at Cartwrights. So that's why I had to shout her out there, man. So
Shouts out to Danny.
so what?
Shouts out to Danny.
Shouts out to Danny, man. She's good. She's really good. Yeah, man. So what y'all think so far? It's kind of crazy, right?
Oh, yeah. Another Saturday. Another Saturday at Cartwrights.
Another Saturday.
It seems like
interesting seeing the podcast set up out of the studio.
Out of the studio, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. And the funny part is like, I was telling people, I was like, I've always wanted to start a podcast. I just didn't know what to do.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, okay, so I didn't want a one-topic show. I didn't want it to be like, hey, gardening.
right.
Or like how to clean up oil spills or anything like that. Speaking of that, I mean, like you see Dawn commercials all the time, Dawn dishwashing soap, and you never see them like cleaning dishes. They're always cleaning like a waterfowl.
Yeah.
It's been in an oil spill.
Exactly.
And I don't have an oil filled duct, so I don't know how to really.
That BP oil spill was their best marketing move yet.
See, there you go.
Right.
And I don't have a greasy duck to.
Yeah,
I use it anyway. I'll be honest with you.
Don does work pretty good.
So I
Yep.
digress. Yeah. So yeah, man, this has been a blast.
Oh, yeah.
And so, hell, I forgot what I was even talking about before the freaking greasy duck.
I don't think we were going anywhere.
Yeah.
I think we got into the popsicle sticks.
Popsicle sticks. Yeah. we did a little music earlier. I got to let Gus into the music thing because I think his music is a lot different than ours that he likes. So Gus, what do you want? I mean, what kind of music you like?
I am very well-rounded in the music world.
I should have known that because you know what? Let me pause you. The only reason I say that is because when we were working at the shop, I was like, "Hey Gus, can you do this?" He goes, "Jeff, I can do anything." So I kind of figured, no, but go ahead.
Jack of all trades.
Jack of all trades.
I'd say mainly right now I've been listening to a lot of, I'd say like rap, or that style of music, and then some electronic stuff. But recently, for some reason, I've been having this kick on some country music.
What?
Some mainly older country.
Okay,
because the new stuff is not really country, but there's some of the newer songs that I also listen to, but I listen to them kind of like ironically. Like, I don't know, they're so weird and so random and just about the most like stereotypical stuff. Like, oh, my dog died and I like drinking beer, and it just cracks me up.
And my pickup's broke again.
My wife keeps telling me that I've jokingly listened to country for so long that now I actually like country.
Oh shit! I do remember what I was talking about before. Sorry, it's like the show, and I didn't want to be a topical show with all this stuff. So I just kept thinking about when we all come out here, and this is actually before we knew Gus. But Gus has been kind of cool to have out here.
Right.
And I'm like, we sit here and bullshit and drink beer around these same tables.
Yep.
Here at our grocery store. Yeah, we hang out at grocery store.
Two or three times a week, maybe.
We're not. You might think, if you think people hang out at grocery stores are losers, you should come to this one because there's 60 taps, man, right over there.
Not your typical grocery store.
Not your typical grocery store. So we sit here and we talk about several different subjects all of the time. At the table, and we're like, hey, so why don't we record this and see what the hell goes on? And that's what that's the start of it. And sure enough, man, this is what we do now. I mean, in our little backyard studio, and it's kind of fun. And the women, Rayette, she said she would never do it, and neither did Rick. Gus, I knew Gus.
Right.
You had a little bit. You're like, I don't know, but you're on, and it's great.
Then Katie.
And Katie especially.
Right.
She was just on, the last show, and there's like, I don't know, man. It's 100. It's been 100 degrees outside, but I'm pretty sure hell just froze over.
I think it did.
But we have to get her and Rick on.
Oh yes.
That'd be a good time.
Well, it's Jason. You got to tell that story first, so Gus can get a prize.
Just the banter,
the New Year's Eve.
The New Year's Eve. I don't even remember the whole New Year's Eve thing, but she was just on Rick. She was like a bulldog on a bone on Ricker. I was like, thank you for taking the brunt of the punishment from me. So when she wasn't chewing on me, she was chewing on and it's still whenever Ricker shows up and Kate's here. I'm like, yes.
It's exactly it. Because they're like that.
Oh, God, it's hilarious.
It is. It's badass. So, Gus, you have anything special you want to kind of talk about, or I'm going to force you into the popsicle stick?
Sort of the popsicle stick topic, but every time I tell someone about the podcast, they're like, well, what do you guys talk about? And I'm kind of like, it's kind of just random. We're kind of just bullshitting. I mean, usually there's a couple topics that we'll try and touch on, but it's not really like structured in a way where we have to talk about this or that. It's kind of just a couple dudes talking.
Goes off in different tangents and shit.
Yep.
And we've had we've had the girl, the ladies on, with Rayette and Carolyn and Jody. We had that Bigfoot episode. Jason sat in on that. And I keep referring back to that because that episode was kind of epic, really.
That was fun.
God dang, man, and then went from that to aliens to people being assholes to their product called Hair, Body, and Balls and shit like that. And we'll get them back on here. I'm sure they talked about it. We'll get them to talk about it again. But we can go to the popsicle stick if you like.
Sure.
Gus, you ready to take a popsicle stick out here? And, okay, you see I'm mixing them up so it's not rigged. Okay, what does it say on the other side?
Believe 4 billion.
No, the other side.
Oh.
Wait. She has it on both sides, doesn't she?
This paint is wet, and then believe 4 billion something.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So what happens is that people that this is a topic, that not a topic, but the thing is that people will believe that there's 4 billion stars, but they always have to touch something that says wet paint.
Right? Don't touch it. It's hot.
Is that?
It's hot.
Is that? And that's what people are, man.
Yep.
You got to make sure if it's wet or not.
Yeah, but
that sign could be a lie.
But you could just tell somebody, "Hey, man, there's 4 billion stars up there," and they go, "Oh, that's cool." But you tell somebody there's something that there's wet. Don't touch it. It's wet paint. They always have to touch it.
Got to leave their mark.
Yep.
It's kind of like that, isn't it? Mm-hmm. It's kind of bullshit.
It's like me. Every time I paint something, I'm always
You touch it.
I gotta poke it to make sure if it's wet or dry, and usually it's still wet.
I think I'm going to take one out too because I want to do this one too because I think both of you will have a good answer on this because of things that do because basically the stuff that you do. So you're kidnapped, okay, and the kidnappers return to you 2 hours later. Because you can't stop talking about what?
Barbecue.
Yeah. Go ahead and explain that.
Well, doing the barbecue catering for so many years now, and we chat a lot about barbecue. Complete strangers, and I'll sell barbecue too. I picked up my suit for the daughter's wedding the week before last. The gal at the dry cleaners, she was talking about she was one of 6 girls, and I'm like, holy cow, I couldn't imagine doing 6 weddings. I would die.
Jeez.
And she's like, oh yeah, we're just going to have we're going to elope, and then we want to have a big reception. I'm like, really? As I'm reaching in my pocket, pulling out a business card, and booked a barbecue for the reception next year. It's just, there's always, everybody loves barbecue. Mm-hmm. It's that's how we met.
It's exactly how we met.
We were just telling Bon about that last night. I go, when you guys rolled into town, and we're set up right there at the gas station, and Almost Famous Barbecue.
Yep, and that's how the name of this. So everything I do is Almost Famous because I ain't gonna get famous. But so that's exactly how we met. Just was through barbecue and stuff like that. And so how did you start? Besides, okay. I don't want to say how you started because we all like take grills out in the backyard because that's how I started too and stuff like that.
But Doug and I, my business partner, we worked together down at Carestream, and we were having beverages one day, and Katie was the one that actually said, "You guys need to start a catering business. You guys need to get paid for this." We're like, "Huh? Well, whatever." So we, the rest is history. I mean, we do all right. We did over 1,000 plates last month. I think we've already done 700 plates this month. And it's just a part-time. It's fun. And it's just, the interacting, the meeting people, being part of their celebrations, their...
what I'm getting at is, I know you said that's where you started, man. What equipment did you start with?
Our first little trailer was actually all reclaimed. We bought it from a guy out in Hayfort, California, a couple hours out of Redding. First big wedding we did was a couple hundred people. We outgrew it the first year. And so we're like, if we're going to do this, we need a bigger trailer. And so our trailer we have now, we got it from a guy over in Boise, and it's 54 square feet of cooking space. It holds 400 pounds. We haven't been outgunned, but we are actually looking at having a custom-built rig, just a little tow behind for the smaller events, fabricated. That way we can do 2 events in the same day. We've done that a couple times. We're like, hey, we could actually expand our business. And it'd be nice to have a tow behind little smoker grill, Santa Maria grill on the back, just for.
Wasn't it Santa Maria what you started with?
Yeah,
basically?
well, it was half smoker, half Santa Maria.
Yeah.
But everything was recycled. Like the Santa Maria grill was actually on the assembly line for the real lawnmowers. That's what they used to take the real lawnmowers off.
Explain what a Santa Maria.
It's Santa Maria
not everybody
grounds
knows
like
what
the
a Santa
adjustable.
Maria
You have the
is.
live fire underneath it, and it raises and lowers the grate just by crank it up basically. But super cool. If you want it hot, you just throw it down low. We did several church barbecues, burgers. I think we could get 48 burgers on there at once.
Sure.
It was fun. I miss that thing, which is actually kind of funny. We were at breakfast this morning. I ran into Tony and my cousin April, who we sold the first little barbecue to. You know Tony Rivera.
Yeah.
We're told we were coming. He's like, no kidding.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
It's very interesting that, everything circles back,
Right. So you started out with that little Santa Maria, and then now you've got the big. I know I've seen this smoker. It's a huge, big old Bewley smoker. It's pretty sweet, honestly. Bigger than what I need. But then again, I'm a backyard dude.
It's always nice
now.
to have that extra space.
I'm a backyard dude now, so but yeah. So it's cool. They do good, man. They do good in the back. Okay, Gus, you're kidnapped, and I know I have a couple of ideas of where you're going to go with this, but what's the first one?
Oh, it'd probably be cars. I'd be like, hey, hear that noise in the back of this? Sounds like you need a wheel bearing.
Yeah.
That ticking? Sounds like you got an exhaust leak. Like, that's going to be pretty expensive. You should fix that.
That too. Okay. And then you're a drift car guy.
Mm-hmm.
And I've never understood the drift stuff. Okay. And pull that mic closer to you and tell me about that, because I know that's the other one I was talking about, that the kidnappers will kick you out. They say we don't need ransom because you're talking about drift cars. But or working on cars, because that's just what we do. I mean, or anything that we all do. I barbecue.
Right.
I'll talk about this, and they'll say, "Hey, get out of here." Okay, I don't want your money. I'm just sick and tired of listening to you. But anyway, so what exactly is a drift car?
I would say it's hard to make a description without saying the word drift, but a car that is capable of performing a drift, I would say, but it's essentially a car where you modify the turning radius of the vehicle so it can turn a lot sharper than normal, and that makes it so while you are drifting, which is essentially any time that the rear tires are spinning and you're still moving forward, and not a straight line, I guess, and the excess angle helps you from spinning out. And essentially any car that's rear-wheel drive or even all-wheel drive could be made into a drift car. There's people out at the track that drift Subarus, and they essentially just take the axles out of the front so it makes it a rear-wheel drive, and then they weld the center diff, and then you have a drift car. Just essentially anything rear-wheel drive with modified angle, but you don't necessarily need modified angle to be able to drift. It just makes it easier and more controllable.
So when you drift, I mean, do you do the turn your wheels to the left to turn right? Kind of like the midgets, you know what I'm talking about, Jason?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot of steering and counter steering, especially while you're in drift, but there's multiple ways to initiate the drift, which is starting it.
Okay.
And there's things called hydraulic e-brakes, which is essentially, instead of your typical park brake, which is a cable, it's all hydraulic, which is brake fluid and brake lines, so you kind of get that braking instantly. And you can either, initiate your drift with an e-brake, and that kind of just, throws the car sideways. Or some people do what's called a flick, and you essentially steer right or steer left or right really hard, and then you steer the opposite way, and that'll throw the back end of the car out. And I would say that would be the two easiest main ways to initiate a drift.
Wow.
And then essentially after that, it's depending on the course and which way you're headed is, steering, counter steering, throttle modulation. You can, while you're giving gas, you can, tap your brake a little bit. That's called left foot braking, and that helps with, steering and control. There's a lot of factors that go into it where you watch someone who's pretty good at it, and they make it look easy, and then you try it, and you're like, wow, there's a lot going on here.
Okay, so Jason and I were NASCAR fans.
Oh yeah.
And it's it's a race. It's a racing deal. And I'm like, I listen to all the stuff about drift cars, and we have other friends that drift and stuff like that. I said, so do they race? And they go, no. I'm like, what the fuck?
Why do you do it? Are you getting timed? Is it?
It's for fun. I mean, they do competitions, which the competitions are 2 drivers, and they go, one person will lead the first time, and then they'll follow. And essentially, the way they judge it is on speed, line, angle, and style. And that's essentially, how fast you're going, how close you're staying to the person that you're following. Or if you're leading, you have to do a run that is, followable. You can't just, if you're driving like, a Corvette and the other person's in a Miata, you can't just go out 80 miles per hour and initiate and not even have them a chance. Like, you kind of have to give them the opportunity to, mirror or shadow kind of what you're doing. And it's judged on those 4 different things. And that's the competition side of it. And
can you win cash prizes and trophies and stuff like that and get kissed
depending
by hot
on
chicks?
the level that you're at.
That's what I was wondering. Where's the bikini girls?
Yeah.
So the level that I drift at is called grassroots, essentially, and it's just kind of like people are just doing it as a hobby. It's for fun. It's not necessarily competitive. Like at the events, there's competitions which we can enter if we qualify for them, but essentially we're just going out there to have fun. We're going out there to kind of learn and progress in the skill. But me, I don't really care about the competition. I just do it for fun, just because when I'm out there drifting and driving, like, I'm not thinking about anything else. It's like a good escape from reality.
So if you do it in competition, so you don't, obviously. So like, instead of racing someone, you get judged.
Yeah.
So this is like the figure skating of auto sports.
Yeah, that'd be a good comp.
And I'm not trying to down that. I'm just saying that,
Yeah, it's like a technical thing, and, it's not necessarily who gets it done the fastest or whatnot, but
right.
there's definitely a competition with it.
So he did a triple sow cow with the Miata and whatever all the other figure skating things are, but yeah, so...
Yeah, I really like it because at the grassroots level, there's like everyone's just so friendly and so nice. Like everyone's out there to have fun. Mm-hmm. It's not like everyone's button heads trying to compete with each other. Like we're all just out there to have a good weekend. And, escape from reality.
Kind of like barbecue.
I love it. I love the barbecue too. I wouldn't drift race or do the drifting thing because. I used to love, the racing and stuff like that, but I never had a car. I never raced cars.
One thing I really like about the drifting too is it's something you can really get into at any age. Like there's not really any exemptions. If you can drive a car, you can do it if you practice enough. There's kids out there that I don't know necessarily here, but back home, I remember there was a kid who was 15 or 16 and he was out drifting. Like it was his first car, and he was, he's always been into it, and his dad helped him, get up and going. And it's cool to see, 15 to 16-year-olds doing it. And then there's also people that are 70 plus out there that are drifting. One of the guys
that scares the hell out of me.
Did this start with those like Vin Diesel movies or what the fuck? The Fast and the Furious shit?
Furious.
Is that how this shit started?
That's kind of what got me into it.
Dang.
The third movie, Tokyo Drift, really, that kind of opened up the drift world to everybody else, because before that, in America, drifting wasn't popular or wasn't as popular, to where in Japan it's been a thing since, those cars were around essentially, like in the 90s.
Really?
So stepping back, you say people up in their 70s. Is that because they get into it because oh shit, I forgot where I was supposed to turn. So they're oh crap, I missed my turn.
Yeah.
Is that how they get it? I mean, it's 70 years old. I'm just like, wow.
It's a good question because, I mean, you never know where shit starts.
One of the guys out there that I know that's older, it's one of our buddies' stepdads, and he drifts, and I think he got into it because of them, but he's 70 plus, and I mean, he whips it out there. Like, he drives really good. It's pretty cool to be like,
damn,
hey, see that car out there? That dude's like 70. And everyone's like, my God.
You know what he should do? He should, like, whenever he's pulling one of those drift turns, like, put a cane outside of his window.
Out the window.
You know, or something like, or just hold a walker with one hand. Well, I don't know if you want to hold the walker, because when that walker guy, the one that, like, did the drift shit and he ended up dying.
Oh, yeah.
What's his name? Paul Walker? Is it Paul Walker?
Yeah, Paul Walker.
Yeah. So you could do that to homage Paul Walker.
He didn't die drifting. He died in a...
No, but he was in the drift shows.
Yeah. He was one of the main characters. Or actually, the Tokyo Drift movie, he was not in. The only one that... The, like, one popular guy from all the other shows, Vin Diesel, he was in that movie, but it was only at the end. So it was kind of weird because the Tokyo Drift was like... They had done 2 movies with all the same characters and all the same people, and then do this 3rd movie based in Tokyo with essentially none of the original cast, none of the original people, and it was still such like a big hit. But it was pretty cool. At the end of that movie is when Vin Diesel shows up, and it's, I don't know, it's a good movie. I really like that show, but after the 4th or so movie, that franchise started getting pretty crazy.
Like everything else does.
Right.
You know, when you see Rocky, that's like, you know, in the Rocky. You know, I love Rocky movies.
It's funny, we watched them all last weekend. We had like Rocky Marathon at our house.
I mean, every single one of them. Up to the thing where he looked like shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But what was your favorite Rocky? Did you watch Rocky movies?
I've seen probably 1 or 2 of them.
What was your favorite Rocky movie out of them?
I think it was Rocky 3.
See, mine too.
With Drago, right?
No, mine was this Clubber Lang.
Oh, that's right. Clubber Lang, Mr. T, that's right.
Yeah, that was my favorite Rocky movie of all.
What's the one with the Russian guy in it?
That's 4.
That was 4. Yeah. That was Drago.
That's the last one I remember watching. But it's been quite some time.
Pretty much after that, you wouldn't want to watch any more Rocky movies because it was kind of stupid at the end.
Yeah.
The Drago one, but the 3 men were like. He was basically a pussy, and then Apollo Creed, you know, and stuff like that came in there, and then he like
squared him away,
and got him going. Man, that was pretty cool. And then plus they killed Apollo off in 4. So
yeah.
Once you killed Apollo off, I'm like,
we're done.
We're done. Mm-hmm. That was kind of, you know. You got movies, favorites, not favorites besides the drift shit.
I'd say probably my favorite movie of all time is Pulp Fiction.
Really?
Huh.
I think that movie is a masterpiece.
Oh, it is.
And that's the movie that I've probably watched the most times out of any other movie. When I first met my wife, she'd never seen it, but she never wanted to watch it because she thought it looked bad. And I finally got her to watch it. Now it's one of her favorite movies.
Yeah.
If we can't think of anything to watch, we'll just throw that on.
It kind of pisses me off.
Like, the movie?
Yeah.
Why is that?
Well, number one, it jumps. I mean, it's a Tarantino movie. It jumps. And then at first I was like, you know, when they at the end of the movie where they have they open that briefcase and shit, and it's like,
they don't show you what's in it.
And they don't show you what's in it. And then I was like, oh man, this is freaking bullshit.
Right.
And then, you know, after many years later, I was like, you know what? I don't really give a crap what's in that thing.
Who cares?
Who cares?
Who cares?
Who cares, man?
I've seen some theories about it. Some people say that it was Marcellus Wallace's soul inside of the briefcase, which kind of is an interesting twist on it,
But he lived.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's definitely a whole turn of events on that show. It's one thing after the other.
Yeah.
It's always sad that they killed off John Travolta.
Yep.
He's one of my favorite actors in that movie.
Yeah. So, okay, other than Pulp Fiction. Or are you along those Pulp Fiction lines? I mean, you're not going to be like, hey, I'm Tommy Boy guy. Which I think is funny anyway.
Tommy Boy brings up a thought of Super Troopers.
Super
The original Super Troopers. I
Beautiful.
love that movie.
I love that movie.
Napoleon Dynamite.
Yep. I was getting, Napoleon's on my
Napoleon
list.
Dynamite.
I love that movie. My mom thinks that is one of the funniest movies ever, and I just always remember watching that with her growing up and hearing her laugh. And I love watching that movie now. It's so funny even till this day.
I did not ever want to watch it because I heard about it. And first of all, we already talked about country music with Jason about how band names piss me off and I don't even want to fucking hear them. And that was one of Napoleon Dynamite. I was like, man, I don't want to. That's stupid. The name is stupid.
The whole movie's stupid, but
The
it's
whole movie's
so
stupid. But
freaking funny.
Just to interject, so last
Yeah.
year at the Criterion, they had Napoleon Dynamite. They actually did a showing.
right, you went.
And so Katie and I ended up actually going down there. Well, Napoleon, Uncle Rico, and Pedro, they did a live Q&A after the movie. And so we're
awesome.
watching, and it's kind of like, it's one of those movies that were so bad, Katie's always crocheting during the movie, doing her thing. But she's like, "What? I don't remember this part. I don't remember this." Because she was never watching. She was just listening. She's like, "I don't remember this." You know, they were talking about the scene throwing the steak and hitting on the bike, you know, talking about how that scene went down. It was just absolutely hilarious.
Yeah.
But, you know, and again, it's like music. It's like, what music do you feel in the mood for? Do you
Right.
feel like country? You feel like rock? You like rap? I mean, it's like, what movies do you like? You know, it's like last
Sure.
night, we kicked on Breakfast Club last night.
Love that movie.
Breakfast Club is it's a solid,
It's a class. It's iconically classic.
you know, it's just something relatable. And you know, there's you know, I would get into the Apocalypse Now, or we go Talladega Nights, or you know, it's
Talladega
like
Nights.
it's like which movie? What are we in the mood for tonight?
Right.
You want something funny? You want something action packed? You know, it's
Yeah.
I don't know. It's hard to pick just a favorite movie.
I'm into comedies mostly. Okay.
I said, it feels good to laugh.
It does. But, gosh dang, man, I can... Okay, first of all, okay, I'm from Oklahoma. You're from Nebraska. Gus. I love Twister. Now, they got Twisters out now.
So
You
they
know, it's
just
kind of
released
like
a new one.
pissed because they did it again because I hate this shit. But I've heard good stuff about it.
Right.
But anyway, I digress. But you know, I'm a comedy guy and shit like that. But man, could you cut? Die Hard is one of my favorite. You know, the Die Hard.
Yeah.
movies. And it's not a comedy, but Bruce Willis is kind of funny in it. I thought.
Oh, absolutely. You know, one of the best Christmas movies of all time.
Thank you, and it is a Christmas movie.
I don't know how it's a Christmas movie, but it is.
Hey,
It's a Christmas movie.
It was during Christmas, man. Both first two movies
Yep.
were Christmas.
Bruce Willis movies make me sad now because all I can think of is how rough he is
Yep.
at this current time. It's sad to see him like that because growing up, you know, your whole memory of him is just being a badass, essentially.
Right.
And now he's, you know,
And he was in Pulp Fiction.
old and decrepit.
Well, you know, stuff like that happens. Some
Yeah, that's
people-
life.
Was Moonlighting?
Yeah, Moonlighting. That's
Bruce
where
Willis?
That's where we first saw him. Really
And
good.
Moonlighting and Demi. Was it him and Demi?
No,
Blonde gal.
what was her name? The blonde chick. Damn. I'm
gosh.
I'm
Go
going
to
to Google,
Google.
man. I hate to go to Google. So I'm going to Google.
It wasn't
What the hell was her name?
Lauren.
Still going to Google.
Was it Lauren?
Sybil Shepherd.
Sybil. That's right.
Yeah. Okay. Thank God for Google on shit like this.
Right.
Yeah. Gus left us for a
Yep.
minute. He's heading right toward
The produce
the
department.
produce department.
Got to
which-
check the corn.
Yeah, got to check the corn. And we're making fun of that because we said the bathroom is way the hell over there. But yeah, it's like Bruce Willis was like that, man. And he played a lot of badasses, and he played some good movies.
Oh, yeah.
He was one of my favorites.
Yep.
Yeah, good old Bruce, man.
Yeah. Pretty crazy.
Pretty crazy. But we like comedies.
Uh-huh.
both of us.
Oh yeah, it's and it's laughter is the best medicine.
It
it's
is.
just like
Whenever and Rayette. Okay, here's the thing, man. Rayette doesn't understand how I can watch movies over and over.
mm-hmm.
I mean, the same fucking movie.
Right.
I mean, boom, I watch this and boom, I watch that, boom, I watch that and stuff like that. And she was like, I don't know how. I said, you know what? It's pretty easy. I just hit play.
Yep.
Right?
And that's what it is.
That's what it is, man. So, you know what, man? I'm thinking we're going to break one more time here.
Sounds
You
good.
with that?
I'm good.
We got to get some beers. We got to do the old pause for the cause, as they say way back in the day.
The pause for the cause.
Pause for the cause. So, oh yeah, or drain the main vein, like on one
Right.
of our favorite movies, Roadhouse, where
Yep.
the dude says, "Hey, we got to drain the main
Vein.
Isn't that
Yep.
what he said? Drain the main vein. or
Something like
whatever?
that. Yeah.
What's his name? Jeff Healy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we're gonna hang. We're gonna go see if we can get this done, get some more beers, and we're gonna get more people on here and hang tight. Okay, we're back right now, and we still have Gusser, and we have Jason the Barbecue Man, baby. Woo, whoop, whoop. Well, we're here at Cartwrights. It's funny, man. We've been here at Cartwrights for how many hours? For quite a bit, and we've not talked about beer once.
No kidding.
What the hell? Well,
Right?
Well, except for we say, okay, what are you drinking?
Yeah.
And so, it's like if any, Jason and I went, we're IPA guys.
Absolutely.
And we'll wander off, and I'll wander off into the dark beers and stuff like that, into some pales like you have right there. Now, the wild card is Gus. It's sitting right across from me. But this guy,
He's like a box of chocolates, huh?
I ain't got no type.
even worse.
You don't know what you're going to get.
Well, he starts out with
A cider or something.
seltzer.
a seltzer thing, and then he gets this thing called slush, which is a sour something or what have you. He's got it. What is it?
A sour ale with strawberry, raspberry, lemon, and lime.
So wasn't that? I'm trying to think of the song. You need a vodka drink. You need a soda drink. Is it Tommy Boy? No.
Oh, I don't know.
Sounds like a good song.
That sounds like a good song.
It's old. It's old school. You need a vodka drink. You need a soda drink. You need a da 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 da.
Man,
Oh,
I wish I knew that.
Johnny Boy. Johnny Boy.
Better look it up.
Oh yeah, Google's good.
But yeah, so Gus, I mean, it's funny because even Rayette and I talk about it too, because he'll come up and he'll go into the, you and I guess he's kind of making this look like just drones or whatever, lemmings. Jason, this guy's what's what he's doing to us, because Gus will go all over the freaking map, and it's freaking crazy because the stuff he picks out, I'm like, what was your thought process? And so, what is your thought process? You're from Nebraska, man. I mean, you're from the land of.
I would say
Blah.
I have a few drinks that I like to go. They're like my go-tos. But if I'm trying to branch out, what usually catches my eye is just the can. If it's got a cool-looking can, I'll look at it and I'll see what type of drink it is, and I'm like, if that sounds all right or
I'll
like
give
it
her a
might be
shot.
good, I'll give it a shot. Is it the Chuba something?
Tub thumping.
It's a what?
Tub thumping.
Oh,
Chumbawamba. Tub
Chumbawamba.
thumping.
Okay.
That's what came up
Yep.
when I typed the lyrics in.
Vodka drink, soda drink. You have to listen to it.
So he'll look at the can, dude. Did you hear him say that?
Uh huh.
Say, this one's got a neat looking can. The slush is all spelled out in. One's a snake, one's a pencil, one's a cut off leg, one's some smoke from a pipe, and one's a chain. That's some cool little art.
It's kind of cool, man. He just showed it to me. It's pretty cool.
Yep.
It was enough to grab my attention to grab the can and read it.
And that's
see
what
it
he
was.
does. And that's what he does, man. I mean, he'll come up with this craziest shit, and I have to hand it to him, man, because I couldn't do it.
Well, like we always say with barbecue, people eat with their eyes. If something looks
Right.
good, it's going to taste good. If it looks cool, it's going to be cool. You know,
Exactly.
if it's got a cool label, it's got to be a good product.
But beer's different.
Right, but you know,
Yeah.
again, but it's you know what's
get you.
what's going to grab your eye?
Right.
Well, you look at at marketing. People are visual, right? You know, you look at your senses, and if it you
So
look
you
at
got just a few, like a second or two of scanning
Yes.
to, catch your eye.
what's one of our standard go-tos, Bodie. Why? You got the orange can, pop.
Yeah, I wish I could do that though.
And I we're very okay. I know this brewery's good, puts out good
Right.
product. Georgetown,
Right.
Firestone, these are great.
But Gus will just go in there and he'll just go, hey man, and he'll drink a sour, he'll drink a pale, he'll drink a lager, he'll drink
Like a porter,
of anything else.
Yeah,
He'll drink this, and I'm like, dude, man, that's pretty impressive to me.
you're all over the place, man.
because we kind of have our little tight circle,
Right.
And we'll our breweries, we'll find a good brewery, and
Right.
oh shit, this is good. But Gus, man, I mean, that's
I used to not like IPAs at all, and now I'd say probably one of my favorite is the Voodoo Ranger Juice Force, which is like a 11% IPA,
Oh, big dog.
and that one tastes good and it gets the job done. But I'd say the one beer that I try to stay away from is stouts. I used to really like stouts, but for some reason, every time I drink a stout now, it just tastes like soy sauce.
Really?
Soy
Soy sauce.
Something in my taste buds is broken to where every time I get a stout, it just has like the aftertaste of soy sauce.
really.
And I've heard that. I'm trying to think of what beer it was. Somebody else recently I was talking to. We were talking about there's this beer in after flavor. It tastes like soy sauce.
Holy shit, really?
Yeah.
I've
I
never
mean-
had that happen.
No.
Yeah, it's weird. I mean, I used to love stouts. Stouts were one of the things, like, if I was going to drink a craft beer, I'd get a stout, but something snapped in, and now I can't.
I do a stout Sunday. Whenever we come here, I call it stout Sunday.
Right.
Because I'll drink Cavatica. And I can't stand Fort George beers.
No.
But for some reason or another, that stout is really freaking good.
Yep.
And so I'm like, okay, so I'm looking for, and I do like other stouts, don't get me wrong. But that one's like really, really good.
I don't see Skip up at the bar, but
He left.
okay. So a few weeks, about a month or so ago, we had a beer tasting up at Hummingbird Estates, and so everybody brought their own beers. And Skip brought up this beer from Lockheed Brewing from Arizona. It was a stout, and it was freaking amazing. It was like 24%, 21.5%. I was like, but it was okay if I went and had that. But we still
You got to drink that in front of her?
No, she didn't come up.
Oh.
But we were just doing tastings. But I was going to say the Notorious band.
Backstory on that. Jason and I, okay, have you heard, RPM, not RPM, but
Notorious.
Notorious.
I've heard this story.
You heard the story, but I have to nobody else.
Nobody else.
So, backstory is that we used to have some gatherings, and I have the air quotes going, at his mom's house over there, which is right down the street
from my
him.
house.
And we would have some different foods and stuff like that. So Jason and I would coordinate, and we'd say, hey, let's get some growlers.
Yep.
And each of us got like a hot venom and then a Notorious. We drank them.
But it was the Hot Venom and the Notorious, and then we had the pregame, and then we had to take that down to the gathering.
Right. And so
yeah, two growlers of Hot Venom.
So the first time, we got pretty toasty, obviously. And the girls were like, man, they were like, hey, the wives, they were like, okay, you fuckers better cut this out. You guys got to cut this out.
You guys are jackwagons.
Yeah, you guys are idiots. So we did it again. So we blew it. Then
we blew that. We blew it.
After that, we blew it. And so, and like Gus, we told Gus and everybody else, but we got banned. I mean, literally banned.
Lifetime ban
from drinking
Notorious. But it's okay if there's other stuff that's 20 some percent.
Right.
But as long as it's not notorious.
And Jason and I, this wasn't like 6 months ago.
No, this is
was years ago.
You know,
And it's bullshit because me and Jason and I have been trying to figure out how we can go ahead and get the Notorious back in our lives again, which we want because it tastes so good. Even though that's the problem with it because it tastes so good and it's so easy to drink.
It's like the forbidden fruit.
And it's like 12% alcohol. And yeah, it's like the forbidden fruit too.
It's always sweeter.
Right.
The one you want the most is the one you can't have.
Exactly.
It's kind of like the supermodel.
Yeah, right. Yeah, perfect example.
I want that so bad, but we know we can never have that.
But and then these little things on our finger ban us from that. But,
right. Well, that's.
But I mean, it's almost came to that same deal with Notorious, and so we were like,
well, like we were trying to justify a month or so ago. The statute of limitations has to be up.
right.
I was.
I'm pretty sure I was here with this.
Okay, I think
you might have been.
We were talking. This is something we could take before the Supreme Court.
I went up the bat for you guys,
and we're like, this is
Didn't fucking work.
It didn't.
No.
They wouldn't even take it from me.
Nope.
Then remember we said, okay, hey, look, even the most hardened criminals get parole. And that just like they just looked at us like we were fucking idiots. We were like stupid asses and stuff like that. I'm like, what the heck? And we'll keep trying, but I don't know if it's going to work.
No,
I seriously don't know if it's going to work.
Wasn't there a song called Notorious? Notorious,
yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's Notorious B.I.G. It's like in the intro to one of his songs.
Notorious song.
Notorious.
I think it was an 80s song, wasn't it?
I'm trying to remember Notorious. But I'm thinking if we just played that like background noise while the gals were sleeping.
Yeah.
Notorious.
Yeah.
Are you tracking where I'm going with this one?
Kind of like on Back to the Future, man,
Right?
where when dude when Michael J. Fox put that Eddie Van Halen thing on and said, and I am Darth Vader and stuff like that. Yeah. Hey, you know what? Subliminally.
Subliminally.
Just tell your wives you need to listen to this song so you can fall asleep, and then just play that song.
Notorious.
You think
Have
that's
it on loop.
What would you do, Gus, if you were in our spot? Hey, we're open to suggestions from anybody, right? I mean, right now we're desperate.
Oh yeah,
Desperate
and
times.
it's on tap.
Desperate times.
That's the worst
it's
part.
right there.
I know
it's sitting right
So
there.
close. You can almost taste it.
literally.
Yeah.
Right up on the board.
Right,
I'm like,
right
oh
up
my
on
God,
the board, and we can't
Notorious.
touch it. And, because they totally screwed us on this thing.
That's crap.
It's crap. So what would you got anything that you can do?
I would try and justify it as much as possible, but it sounds like you guys have already tried that.
Well, you were there with one of them, and you saw it fail.
Yeah. I tried to justify it for you guys, and it didn't.
I know,
work.
and it failed. So if you can think of anything at all,
I'll
Can you-
take
can you-
I'll
can
take
you-
notes if
anything,
anything pops in
nothing
my
off
head.
the top of your head that's going to help us out.
Nothing off the top of my head.
We're gonna have to rebrand
Nothing
it or
off the
something.
top of my
I
head
wonder
that
if we.
wouldn't
I
get
wonder.
you in
If,
trouble.
I wonder if we reached out to Boneyard and have him rebranded under another name. You know what I'm saying?
Don't worry. This is, yeah.
Could you do? Could you?
And do you actually think that they're going to do that for us?
You never know. The answer's always no unless you ask.
Hey, you know what? Look at their tap takeovers. Shit, they don't have Boneyard. So if they had a tap takeover as Boneyard. Hey, wait a minute. Wait. I got it. Remember when they changed, Quilter's Irish Death to Carol's Irish Death for Carol when she was here? So if they could change Notorious to Subliminal or something like that.
Just call it Tupac.
Anonymous.
Hip Hop Anonymous.
Hip Hop Anonymous. Or you just get it, and you don't say anything about it, And hopefully they just don't ask, hey, is that Notorious?
No, that would never fly.
Do you know how much trouble
Oh
we'd be
God,
in?
we would be.
Well, you're
we
not
would
lying
die.
unless they ask you if it's Notorious.
Do you know how much trouble
And
we
then you
would
tell
be
them.
in?
Oh, we would. We would both die.
We love you, Jody.
Love you, Jeff.
We love you, Jody. Jody's leaving now. Hey, damn it! Hey, I'm gonna pause this thing real quick, just a second here. Okay, sorry about that because Jody was leaving, man. She's one of our regulars, man. We love her so much, but we had to hurry up and give her a hug. But Gus, we're still waiting on you. So we have to change that, right? Is that,
Yep.
is that where you were at? Mm-hmm. Think we can pull it off? So hey, okay, so put yourself in our shoes, and we're me and Jason's shoes at least, and we did that. And what consequences that you would face? Would you do it?
Risk versus reward.
Yeah, risk versus reward.
With all the other options that are out there, the risk versus reward doesn't quite add up, I would say.
You think that
We just find another big dog.
So you got to find something similar, but not the same. And then just wait till you get cut off from that.
and you know what?
And then find another one.
Well, okay.
Because nobody's going to inspect what we're actually consuming.
Here's the fucked up part that we're fucking putting this on air.
Yeah, right.
And we're like, okay, oh yeah, here's what we'll do. Okay,
Well,
we're gonna whisper each other. We'll go, okay, we're gonna find another big beer, and we're not gonna tell the woman about this. And then let's hope to God they don't listen to this.
We're just talking intense here. We aren't talking.
Oh yeah,
We're talking-
Thank
Yeah.
you. Yeah.
Yes. Hypothetically
all
speaking.
Yeah.
Hypothetical.
Kind of like the OJ if
Yeah.
I did it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My hand doesn't fit in this glove.
That's right.
This is not a.
Man, Gus is our. Hey man, you're our freaking Johnny Cochran.
Do what I can.
Exactly.
Gus Cochran.
If the beer doesn't
Fit.
you must have
You
quit.
must have quit. Mm-hmm. Perfect. All right.
Rolls off the tongue.
It rolls right off the tongue.
Huh.
Yeah. If the beer doesn't fit, you must have quit.
Absolutely.
I like that.
Yep.
I think that's how we should play it from here on.
I think so.
Right on.
Yeah, if we go out, if we're at Wild River and they have a double IPA or triple IPA, we'll just have one of those.
22% stout.
And
Yeah, 22% stout.
nobody's going to be the wiser.
The tester of that would have to be just like a shot.
You know what the thing is that we could, we'd have to play stupid, but we're pretty good at that.
Yeah, we don't have to play real hard.
Say,
Yeah,
it's not
we-
hard for
it's
me
not-
to play
it's not-
stupid.
We're pretty natural.
It's not a stretch. It's not a really stretch.
I'm sure if we asked your wives, they would agree as well.
Probably.
Mine would.
Oh, I know mine would. Too.
Oh, yeah.
With young, I'm sure yours would too.
You don't even have to try
boy.
to play stupid.
Yeah.
See, that's the thing. If we set up like 8 mics or whatever, and then we had all our wives on here, and
Oh, God.
they would just roast us, man, like freaking none others.
Power in numbers.
Couples.
And no, there's not even numbers, man, because we'd be even numbers, but they would smoke us like cheap cigars.
like a couples show or something.
and we would fold like cheap lawn chairs.
Yes, dear. Yes, dear.
Because you know what they hold.
Oh,
They-
yeah.
They hold that.
Yeah, they got the power.
They got the power.
They got the power.
Rayette
Yeah.
said it when we were
Yep.
talking about it last time when
Yep.
we were here. She's got the.
The power.
The power.
Power.
Yeah. Yeah. And she went like the DX shit.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. So I know that Gus has got to leave, man. Hey, man, thanks for coming on, dude.
Yes, absolutely.
Problem. I love coming on. It's a good time.
This is kind of fun here, right? Mm-hmm. Didn't get
It's a
as
good
many
setting.
so far. We hadn't got as many randos on. We hadn't got any randos on, but we still have our regular cast guys, and everybody now. And we got a good picture of it. And
Right?
I love it. I love this, man. This is
Oh,
fun.
yeah. Fun
because
stuff.
we're going to do it again.
Oh, yeah.
So
Next time I'll try and get my wife on. It'll be a good time.
think so.
I'm sure she'd have some hot takes on some stuff.
Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, okay. Well, she's going to have to come on with the girls. Mm-hmm. And then,
I've planted the seed a few times, and she's questioning, but I think eventually she would.
because she might come on
Open up
first,
to it.
get comfortable, and then come out like they did earlier, and then just went absolutely ballistic on our sorry asses. Think that might work?
I think that might work.
I'm kind of scared to listen to what the girls were talking about.
You know,
I'm sure we were the brunt of it.
you know, that's what I was thinking about that too. And Gus, I mean, I'm going to hold you over for just a little bit. We were at the table over there. We got kicked out.
Right.
We did.
I mean, we got kicked out.
And they're sitting right here behind us.
We
and
were within earshot.
Yeah.
They're sitting right here behind you. But we're at this table, and let me kind of fashion this for everybody. Okay, we have a table by a wall, and then about, would you say 8-10 feet for that
Probably
one?
10, 12 feet, yeah.
Yeah, 8-10 feet, there's a table there. And, I said, okay, we're going to turn it over to the women, which is cool. And I at least I thought.
Until they made us go around
allegedly, or in theory, or however you want to put it. And so Gus was sitting at the table and stuff like that, and then they kind of like, I said, hey, Gus, come over here to this little round table that's over here by it. And then I looked over, and then they were like, no, get the hell out of here. And like,
we don't know.
like this is their sector.
This is their podcast now.
Yeah. And then, so we're sitting over there at a different table, and it's
Around the corner.
Quite a lot farther away.
Kinda.
I would say,
Yeah.
No
No chance of being in earshot.
chance
of
of being
anything.
in an earshot. And we hear all the laughter and shit like that, and we're like, and Jason and I were like, man, they may be talking about us. And of course, like we have male egos.
Oh, it could be the almost famous hen house version.
Holy shit.
Holy shit.
I don't know.
And, not hen house
dare?
brewing. Hen house makes great beer, by the way. It's one of my favorite breweries.
Okay, see, there you go.
See,
There's our out.
so
There's our
when I say hen house, I mean that in the most
Yeah.
complimentary of terms.
Yeah, there's our out. We're like, okay, that's a hen house. And so we're sitting over there, and then I'm like going, what the hell? And I'm thinking to myself, man, okay, male egos are huge. Don't you think, Gus?
I would say so.
Yeah,
for
we're
the
all
most part.
Right.
We're all, basically jerk offs.
Right. Pretty much.
Anyway, and so I'm like, okay, so we're thinking that they're laughing at us and stuff like that. And we're going, man, we have a pretty big ego thinking that they're laughing at us. And so after they got done, I went up to him. I was like, so us big ego guys are just joking around, like, hey, man, when y'all were laughing at us, stuff like that, we're, us ego thing, we're saying that, hey, man, you must have been talking about us. And they go, yeah, we were. I'm like, oh, shit.
Oh.
This could be interesting and at best.
Yes, it will.
Yeah. So, I don't know, man. That's just the way they are. I mean, we love them.
We just got to roll with
We
it.
love our women.
Oh,
We
yeah.
love our women.
But they kind of get asshole-ish to us.
Oh, yeah.
We probably deserve it.
No, we deserve it.
Well, we woke up.
Yeah. Sad. I started breathing this morning, so I definitely deserve it.
Yeah, we woke up. Yeah. So, yeah.
Yeah.
What's the old Beverly Hillbillies? Yeah, next thing you know, Judge is a
Million.
freaking millionaire. Yeah. So, obviously, that we've done. For most part, we do. We're cool. We're good. But I could just say one little thing and not even realize it, and all of a sudden, oh my God.
Yeah, should
Oh,
have
yeah.
said that.
Oh yeah.
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 Yep.
Yep.
Definitely.
I don't go, hey, do you know who you're dealing with? I don't say that kind of shit.
Oh, hell
who I
no.
am?
Do you know who I am?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You sound like your mother.
Oh,
Why don't you calm down?
Yeah, that might get us.
yeah.
All right. The only reason I'm mentioning all this stuff to everybody right here is that if you don't hear from me, if you don't hear from Jason, if you don't hear from Gus, then you may want to call local authorities.
Send a wellness check.
Yes.
Send a wellness check.
Yes.
Yeah. Because there's probably, we may be missing in action.
Quite possibly.
Yeah.
There's a lot
So we're not
of
going
And
to
just so we have it on record, especially for myself, Dry Creek Landfill is one of the burial spots.
Okay.
Look at my smoker. Kate always threatens to shove me in my smoker.
Okay, yeah, we got to cover this shit.
The
right
DNA.
now.
I mean, we got to have. Hey, this is the places to look.
There's a lot of places to go missing out here, that's for sure.
Yeah. So is there going to be like a drift car that actually like flips and shit like that?
Yeah,
And,
a cut brake line.
with the old remote control shit on it. Like you're dealing with the drone. Oh no, it's Gus.
the fusible
Yeah,
link.
Yeah.
Oh no, he
Oh
rolled
no.
into the
Gus,
pond.
Gus was in that car.
crap.
I don't believe it. Wow. I don't even know what to say.
Shucks. I
Yeah,
really hope life
shucky
insurance
darn, yeah.
gives me that
Or-
claim.
Hey, or Rayette sends me to play golf, with 14 lightning rods in a storm, and she goes, "Oh no, Jeff actually got struck by lightning."
Why is my driver 12 feet long?
I can't believe this. I don't know why.
I don't know when
I don't
Jason.
know why and how this happened. So
I don't know why Jason, when he loaded the wood in the firebox, why it blew up. It was
Right.
only soaking in gasoline
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
gasoline, and he
Yeah.
threw the match off.
if it smells like gasoline or lighter fluid, trust me, there's something wrong.
Why does the smoker smell like burnt hair?
Yeah. What's that smell?
Yeah. Ooh, that smell. Yeah.
Don't eat the mystery meat.
Nope.
Right. Yeah.
The man bear pig, wasn't it?
That's not brisket.
Man bear
not
pig.
Yeah. Yep.
Or yeah, I think it was man bear pig.
Hey, do you got any mint jelly? No, why? Because I got leg of man.
I got a tenderloin.
My human chili.
Chili. Yeah. Holy crap, man. I mean, so if anybody listens to this, you don't hear from us in a while, we have chick Jeffrey Dahmer.
Right.
Okay.
Look at our freezers.
Yeah, look at our freezers.
Look at our
Check the
smokers.
freezers. Check the backyard. Check underneath the studio. Check underneath the drift cars. Check underneath the garages. So just do us a favor for that. So that'll be awesome. All right, fellas.
Right on.
That was great, man. We pulled it off, man. We pulled the whole show.
Dang.
We pulled the whole show.
Right on, right on.
Didn't think we would.